Hi, this is Jason from Effective Dashboards and welcome back to another video. Sometimes it can be really useful if you can annotate certain points on a line chart with some information that might explain why there's been an increase or a decrease in a trend over a period of time. And that's exactly what we're going to cover in this video today. So I'm going to show you how you create these little dots here that show a text narrative whenever you hover above them. Okay, so let's get started. So step one is to define a data source for our narratives. Now in this example here, I'm going to use Excel. So I've created a really simple Excel spreadsheet. We've got a date, we've got a site, we've got the comments, and we've got an entered by. Okay, so you could have, you probably need these types of fields, but you can have whatever you want. I've had to put an extra site comment in here purely because on the dashboard, on the report that we're using, we've got three sites. We've got Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie, and we need to be able to identify the date uniquely, unique date and site combination, because the value or the narrative could be different for Bravo and it could be different for Charlie on this particular date. Okay, so we've got the data source and we're going to go and import that into Power BI. So I'm going to go get data, Excel, and here is the data sheet here, the data source in an Excel spreadsheet. It's called sheet 1, and I'm just going to go and transform that first of all because we want that. In fact, I'm just going to load it. Yeah, I'm going to transform it because we want that to be recognized as a date. Okay, so we can see Power BI has recognized that as a date. We've got the site, we've got the comments, and we've got the entered by, and there are all text fields. And we'll change the name of this to narrative, and that will be fine for just now. We'll just import that. Okay, so we can see at the end here we've got the comments, the date, we've got the entered by, and we've got the site. And here's that information here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to create a measure. Okay, so the first measure we need to create is a measure that is going to return a narrative on a particular date for a particular site. Okay, so if I just click on here, we can see that this is filtered for alpha. There it is here. That visualization, this line chart is filtered for alpha, and we can see that there's different dates here. So we need to be able to go and select the comment or the narrative for that particular date for that particular site. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go and create a new measure. Okay, so here's the measure we've got here, narrative on date, and we've got the first, we've got a few variables to start with. So the first variable we're going to capture is the maximum date, and that maximum date, if I just minimize this, is going to be the date whenever you hover above one of these points here, and there is only one date. So it's going to be the maximum of that date, so it's going to return the 3rd of March in this example here, or it's going to return the 5th of March in this example here. So that's going to be the first thing it's going to return. We're going to capture as a variable. The second thing we're going to capture is going to be the site value, and we're going to use a function here called selected value. So let me just show you this selected value here. It returns the value when there's only one value in a specified column, otherwise returns the alternative result. And the alternative result is defaulted to blank. So in this example here, we're going to look in the column equipment master list, and the column, or the actual value here, yeah, the value in the column, the equipment master list table in the column is going to be installation ID. There is only going to be one value because if I look at the filter in here, this installation ID, if I just hover here from the equipment master list, has got one value alpha, and this one here will be Bravo, and this one here will be Charlie. Okay, so that's going to return the installation ID value there of alpha when we hovered over here. So that's going to be what we're going to use to enter into the next part of the measure, which is going to be this narrative for site. Okay, I've just called it narrative for site. So it's going to use this lookup value. So lookup value is basically, oh, I'll just open this. It returns a result from a column, and it returns this result from a column based on searching through one column, another column of this name here for a particular value. And if it doesn't find anything, it returns this alternative result. So in this example here, we want to return the narrative comments, and we want to look in two. If you can see here, you can actually, if I just go back into here, it's a multi-parameter. So you can see here, this has got a 1 beside it, and it's got this ... which means you can add multiple combinations of a column and a value. So in this example here, the first column and value we're going to look for is going to be the date, and that's going to be equal to whatever the point date is, which we've already identified as this marks from the date table here. And the other thing it's going to look for is going to be the site. And that is going to be the site that we've harvested when we hover above a certain value on the graph. So to help us just understand that a little bit better how this is going to work, I'll just show you the spreadsheet. So the lookup value is going to basically, if we hover above the 5th, the date of the 5th, it's going to return the 5th of the 3rd as being the first value. And we're going to be on the graph that's showing the backlog trend for the alpha site. So it's going to return the alpha for the second value. So these are going to be the values we're going to look for in this table here. So lookup value is going to look for, first of all, show me the column that has got this date in it. That's going to be the 5th of the 3rd. And show me the column, site column, which has got this value in it. And then return this comment for anything that matches that value there, these two values here. So if I go back in here, this the narrative comment for narrative date equals the date point, and the narrative site equals the site value. Now once it's got this comment here, it's then going to create another. It's going to keep this value here, and it's going to use that in this if statement. If it is blank, so if this value here doesn't find anything and returns a blank, then we want the if statement to return no info for date. Okay, we're saying we've got no comments in that date. Okay, for that site, for that date, there's no comments, so return this value here. Otherwise, just return the value that it finds using this lookup value. So that's the first measure we've created. The next step is to create another, this is the final dashboard here. The next stage is to create another page here, and this is going to be the tooltip. Tooltip, and it's going to be narrative. And we're going to go and create a tooltip. So it's really straightforward. Go to page information. We need to make sure that this is activated as a tooltip. That's the name of the tooltip. The page size is going to be the size of a tooltip. In fact, that's maybe a little bit too big. Let's make it a custom size, and we will make it 120. Okay. Now, what we're going to actually do is then add in this narrative on date into this tooltip. And we're going to use a button, believe it or not, because a button is actually going to give us some additional formatting options. So I'm going to insert a blank button, and I'm going to make the button the size of this here. I don't want an icon, but I do want the outline to be a lot smaller. And in this button, you can see that if we go to the button text, turn that on, we can type in some button text, and that'll just tell us the text here. But the other thing we can use is we can use this fx, and we can use conditional formatting to determine what this text is going to be. And we're going to use that in this example here. And we're going to use the actual narrative on date as the conditional formatting. No info for this date. Okay, so there's no info for this date because there's no, when we're looking at it just now, there's no filter context that pulls in a site or the date. So there is going to be no info for this date. But what this lets us do is vertically align it to the top and to the left. Okay, so it just lets us see that information. Particularly if there's like a longer comment, we can see it. It's nicely formatted from left to right, starting from the top right hand side. So from right to left, starting at the top right hand side. So that's where we're going to use a button here. It's purely just to display this text. The button will have no function. You can't click on it anyway because it's a pop-up, but it just allows us that additional bit of formatting here that you can't do using a text box or using a card, which you would normally use. Okay, so that's just got the tooltip set up. So the next thing we'll do is we'll pop back in here and we'll activate the tooltip for this line graph. So the tooltip is on. We'll scroll to the bottom here. Come on. There we go. And we're going to use this tooltip narrative here. Now we know that there's no text here, so no info for date. We know that there's some text here, and here we can see it. Reduction in backlog. We know there's a comment here, reduction due to campaign to clear lighting faults. And we know there's some text here on the 30th, and we can see it's getting pulled through. So great, that's the first thing, and now we can see that information. So the next thing we need to do is we need to show those little black dots, because we don't want somebody to have to go and look through every single one of these to try and see, well, does it have information? We want to be clear that there's information here, there's something of interest, go and look, have a read, and understand why we've had a reduction here. So to do that, I'm going to add a new measure. Okay, so I've called this one comments symbol, and it's an if statement. So if the narrative on date is no information for date, so that's going to be returned if there's no information here. So we can see no info for date. Then we want this comments for symbol to return a blank. Otherwise, we want it to return the work order remaining hours. Okay, so that's going to be a count of the work order remaining hours. So that's going to be the symbol there. So let's just enter that. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to actually add it in as another value here. So let's find it, comments for symbol. Right, okay, so we can see we've added that in here as another value, but we need to make some specific changes here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into here and we're going to go to the shapes, and we're going to scroll down and we're going to go to customize series, and we're going to go to comments symbol, and we want the stroke width to be 0. Okay, so that's going to then make it disappear from here. Now what we also want is the shape marker to be on, and we want the shape marker to be black, and the marker size, we'll make it slightly smaller. Oh, perhaps it doesn't go any smaller. Okay, we'll leave it at 5. Okay, so what you can see is we've now got these dots here, and what is happening with this comments symbol measure, which is added in here, is that it is only displaying the backlog remaining hours if there is a value. Okay, so if narrative on date equals no info for date, then it's blank. So all of these values here are blank for the comments symbol. Okay, they're showing a value for backlog remaining hours, but for comments symbol, all of the values here are blank because there's no info for date. However, it gets to this value here, and there is a value. So narrative on date, if the narrative on date is equal to no info for date, then blank. Well, that's not true. So it's going to display this value here, which is work order remaining hours. Now, of course, that work order remaining hours is the same as the work order remaining hours for that measure, which is shown for every value. However, what we've done for this one here is we've also shown or enabled the symbol. Okay, so it's got two values here. One is the value that's shown by the backlog trend line. The other value is the value that's shown by this comment symbol. But for that particular measure, we've also enabled this dot or this symbol here. And that's why we're able to see that there's a value behind here. And of course, when we hover over it, then we see this value there. We hover over here and we see this value here. And that's where we see the additional narrative. Okay, so hopefully you can see the benefit of this. It's going to really help to bring your reports alive. It's going to provide some information, particularly to managers who like to see why there's an increase or a decrease. Now, the Power BI offering, which I've done a couple of videos on before, which is a smart narrative, will kind of give you some information about what's happened, the percentage drop or the percentage increase. But what it won't give you is the reason. Okay, and this is why this can be really, really powerful. This will really give you a reason why. And it shows that people behind this understand the data, understand the reason why things are increasing and decreasing, which is ultimately what we need. Okay, so if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you could click the like button and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to keep up to date with the latest videos that I release one more or less every week, then click the subscribe button. That would help me out a lot as well, and press the little bell and you'll get a notification whenever I release a new video. So thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you in the next video.